Guys, it is Wednesday. So what's up Wednesday? It's something I do every Wednesday. There's different things every Wednesday. Sometimes I have to fit in an unboxing or a haul. Sometimes it's going to be sit down chats. Last week I did a really interesting video, and it was like a secondhand decor haul. It was decorations that my sister-in-law passed down to me. I was very blessed because it was like hundreds of dollars worth of decor. I do plan on filming a like decorating, because I'm redoing like the layout and of my living room, which is just changing my entryway as well, because I'm taking some furniture from the entryway for the living room. You guys are all gonna see that. If it's already out, I will link it down below. If not, definitely consider subscribing if you like decorating videos and stuff of that nature. This one is going to be another like kind of secondhand haul, but this time it's going to be books. You guys have seen secondhand book haul to me before, because I literally buy a lot of secondhand books from Pango Books, which is kind of like an Etsy but for books. It's like individual sellers that sell books on their bookshelves. I've also bought in from thrift books. I've bought in from book outlets. This is totally different. I follow a lot of different Facebook groups that are all related to books. I follow like book talk baddies, book besties, like, and people just talk about the books that they enjoy reading. I've been enjoying like being in those communities. We also have I have my own book club on Thursdays with my friend Charmaine, and we have our own book club Facebook group as well. If I remember, I linked that down below if you guys want to check that out. But some people in those book club groups were talking about how sometimes they will get books for free or very cheap on Facebook Marketplace. And that is something I had never thought of. I have bought other things on Facebook Marketplace. I've scored my bedroom. The bed frame that I use is from Facebook Marketplace. I've given things away on Facebook Marketplace, sold things. I know my brother does a lot with Facebook Marketplace. He needed a whole new... he's like on a weight loss journey. He's lost like close to 100 pounds. He's doing amazing. And he bought a whole like weight bench and like all this stuff from Facebook Marketplace. So that's something you guys can definitely consider. It helps the environment, helps your wallet. People are getting rid of things every day, you know? And I'm part of one that is specifically called like South Coast Free or something like that, because where I live is like the South Coast. And it's specifically like people giving away items. You cannot charge for the item. And of course, there's other ones where they charge. And somebody had posted that they had a bunch of free books that they were giving away. And I was like, ooh, I'll take some of those books. You guys know I love to read, and it can get expensive. So I scored a bunch of books. So some of them is a little bit different because they're not novels. Some of them are kind of like self-helpy books, which is not something I've done before, but it is something I have considered trying. You guys know, it's no secret, I have talked about on past self-care Sundays that I do suffer from anxiety. I actually just had a doctor's appointment today, and I am starting an anti-anxiety med for the first time in my life. I hope I really notice a difference. I will talk about that in a self-care Sunday video. But this woman, in her pile, she had this book called Overcoming Anxiety and Depression, and it said, Practical Tools to Help You Deal with Negative Emotions. So I was like, I'm going to try this. I mean, it's free. I have little annotation things, so I can annotate certain pages if I want. If maybe something in here can help, can't hurt, right? So this is one of the books that she had. She also had, it says over 500,000 copies sold. Wow. Living Successfully with Screwed Up People. And it says you can be positive no matter who tries to bring you down. Generally, I do have very positive, uplifting people around me, but sometimes you're in scenarios, thankfully not so much now, but I've been in scenarios before where I have been around negative people, especially in my workplace. Your workplace is kind of the environment you can't really control. I mean, you can get a different job, but you know, I can cut off certain family members, I can end certain friendships, but I can't help who my coworkers are. Like I said, not my current problem, definitely a problem in the past. I will say there is specifically like someone that's semi-tied to my life that I don't enjoy being in their company, but sadly I don't have much of a choice because it is like a family member, not on my side, on Joe's side. Not something I totally want to get into, but I thought maybe this could help. Again, she was just offering all these free books, and I know a lot of times they give it away when it's the whole thing. A lot of times they don't want to be like, okay, this person's going to pick up this book, that person's going to pick up that book. They're like, oh, it's, you know, you take it all or you leave it all. So I was like, you know what? It's another little self-help book. It cannot, you know, it can't hurt. It actually said these were from Choice Books. I've never heard of Choice Books. I'll definitely look them up. But this one was labeled at $13.99 and this one was labeled at $12.99. I noticed it was like the same label. So those are the two like more self-helpy books. Oh no, there's one more actually. And this one's Living with the Active Alert Child. So I am not a parent, but I definitely plan on reading like what to expect when you're expecting, like when I am pregnant and stuff. I think that's like a really cool like milestone. It's definitely cool to learn about your body and the changes it's making. This one I thought might be good for me. One, I am a teacher, so I do work with kids. I do work with kids that have, you know, ADHD, ADD, social emotional disorders. I live with a man who has ADHD. Joe is very active, and his mom picked up on a lot of things when he was younger, and she was able to get him diagnosed when he was really young. Joe has been diagnosed with ADHD for 20 years now, because I'm pretty sure he was diagnosed when he was 8 or 9, and he's 29. So you know, it is something that could be genetically passed on to my child. And like I said, I am a teacher, so I do see these things in my everyday life. So I thought this one might come in handy as well. This one says it's $12.95. Now, I believe the rest are novels. This one is called The Darkest Corners. Everyone Has Something to Hide by Kara Thomas. And it says, wow, this was right. Oh, I think this was a Dollar Tree book. I think, don't quote me, but it says $17.99 here, but you guys see how there's another sticker? If you guys watch my channel, you guys know I've been scoring some Dollar Tree books lately, and a lot of times they put their own scanner over, so I wonder if this was originally a Dollar Tree book. But it says, there are ghosts around every corner in Fayette, Pennsylvania. Tessa left when she was 9 and has been trying ever since not to think about what happened there last summer. Memories of things so dark will burn themselves into your mind if you let them. Callie never left. She moved to another house so she doesn't have to walk those same halls. But then Callie always was the stronger one. She can handle staring into the faces of her demons, and if she parties hard enough, maybe one day they'll disappear for good. Tessa and Callie have never talked about what they saw that night. After the trial, Callie drifted and Tessa moved, and childhood friends just have a way of losing touch. But ever since she left, Tessa has had questions. Things have never quite added up, and now she has to go back to Fayette, to Wyatt Stokes sitting on death row, to Lori Callie, Callie's dead cousin, and to the one person who may know the truth. Only the closer Tessa gets to figuring it all out, the closer she gets to the killer. And this time, it won't be so easy to run away. That sounds incredible, even if that was $1.25. You can get some incredible books at Dollar Tree. That is for sure. These all kind of got my attention, except one of them. I'll save that one for the end just so you guys can see what it is. These two, I believe, yes, I believe it's probably a series. If not, it is the same author. You can tell the books have the same like look to them. And this one's labeled at 17. This one's labeled at 16. This one is labeled as a biography and autobiography. This one is labeled as a memoir. I don't know necessarily the huge differences, but this one is called A Stolen Life. And this one even says the author of Freedom. So this one must be the second one. And this one is Freedom. Actually, no. Then it says of the author of Stolen Life. That's funny. So, I was going to try to run the one I think that's first, but I don't know which one was first. Let's just go with this one first. So this says A Stolen Life, a memoir. And it says, in the summer of June of 1991, I was a normal kid. I did normal things. I had friends and a mother that loved me. I was just like you. Until the day my life was stolen. For 18 years, I was a prisoner. I was object for someone to use and abuse. For 18 years, I was not allowed to speak my own name. I became a mother and was forced to be a sister. For 18 years, I survived an impossible situation. On August 26th, I'm getting goosebumps. On August 26, 2009, I took my name back. My name is J.C. Lear Duggard. I don't think of myself as a victim. I simply survived an intolerable situation. A Stolen Life is my story, in my own words, in my own way, exactly as I remember it. So that's kind of what I figured. I was like, oh, it's probably someone who was kidnapped and eventually got out of that situation. I really enjoy books like this. Don't ask me why, because it's sick what these people do. I guess it's just like to see their strength and their determination is like really empowering. I pray I or anyone I know never goes through anything like that. I can't imagine how this person's parents felt, this person's family. But I read Michelle Knight. I read her memoir. She had two. And I loved them. I even started watching videos on her. They made a movie about her. She was the first person that Angel, I forgot, was it Hernandez? Something like that. I know it was definitely Angel because I even thought it was ironic that his name was Angel when he was a kidnapper. But he kidnapped Michelle Knight first. She was the first one, and she was locked up for over 10 years. And then he kidnapped 3 more women after her. And I got really into that whole series. I like stuff like that, so I figured I would enjoy this one as well. And I mean, I got it for free. And then this one, Freedom, it says in the follow-up. Okay, so this is the second one. I read in the right order. In her follow-up to her #1 best-selling memoir, Our Stolen Life, J.C. Duggard tells a story of her first experiences after years in captivity, the joys that accompanied her newfound freedom, and the challenges of making choices for herself. When JC was 11 years old, she was abducted from a school bus stop within sight of her home. She was missing for more than 18 years and gave birth to 2 daughters during her imprisonment. Now she talks about what happened next. In her own words, JC narrates her journey from captivity to freedom. Life holds many challenges, but with humor, she tackles all of them. From her first time behind the wheel to her first speeding ticket, from reconnecting with her mother, whom she thought was lost forever, to navigating the complicated world of friendships, JC makes the ordinary feel extraordinary. Her words remind us that each day is precious, that each moment can't be taken for granted. Raw and inspiring Freedom, my book of firsts, reminds us that there can be, as JC writes, happiness after tragedy, only if you seek it out. And the Michelle Knight books are exactly the same. The first book is all about when she was captive, and the second book is about her first afterwards. She did not have any kids with Angel. He forced her to miscarry over and over again. She actually almost died because he fed her a hot dog with mustard and she was allergic to mustard. But one of the girls of the 4 he kidnapped, one of them did get pregnant, and he had like a soft spot for her, and she did end up having a baby with him. It's a really good series. Definitely check, if this sounds good to you, definitely check out the Michelle Knight one. I can't vouch for this one yet, but I definitely plan on reading this one soon, this series. And then the second to last one, this one definitely is beat up, got a lot of love, but this is the only one where I've heard of the author, and it's Jodi Picoult. I don't even know if I'm going to say that right. Maybe you don't pronounce the T. Pickle. I don't know. It's not pickle. I'll leave it at that. But that is the author right there. Oh, I knew she sounded familiar. It says right here, she wrote My Sister's Keeper, which my friend is supposed to let me borrow. She just bought it. I think she thrifted it. And she was saying how incredible it was. I've always heard it's way different from the movie. And she said, Taylor, it is. You need to read it. So she's supposed to let me borrow that. But anyway, this book is called Vanishing Ax. And it says, how do you recover the past when it was never yours to lose? Delia Hopkins has led a charmed life. Raised in rural New Hampshire by her beloved widowed father, she now has a young daughter, a handsome fiance, and her own search and rescue bloodhounds, which she uses to find missing persons. But as Delia plans her wedding, she is plagued by flashbacks of a life she can't recall, until a policeman knocks on her door, revealing a secret about herself that changes the world as she knows it, and threatens to jeopardize her future. With Vanishing Ax, Jodi, I'm not going to even say her last name, explores how life as we know it may not turn out the way we imagined, how the people we've loved and trusted can suddenly change before our very eyes, how the memory we thought had vanished could return as a threat. Once again, Jodi handled an astonishing and timely topic with understanding, insight, and compassion. So this is definitely a beat up copy, but I will definitely read this. I mean, it was free, so I'm not going to complain. So all these books, like some of the self-help ones definitely interest me. The novels definitely interest me. This was the only one I was like, I have no idea what this is about. I'm a very much like judge a book by its cover. I know people hate that, but this doesn't like seem like my style, but let's read it, see what it's about. And it says, in this award-winning work on Why, The Last Man and Ex Machina, one of Entertainment Weekly's 2005 10 best fiction titles, writer Brian K. Vanin has displayed an understanding about the cost of survival and the political nuances of the modern world. Now in this provocative, it's a graphic novel. Vogue examines life on the streets of war-torn Iraq. In the spring of 2003, a pride of lions escaped from the Baghdad Zoo during an American bombing raid. Lost and confused, hungry but finally free, the four lions roamed the decimated streets of Baghdad in a desperate struggle for their lives. In documenting the plight of the lions, Pride of Baghdad raises vital questions about the true meaning of freedom. Inspired by a true story, Vaughn and artist Nico Henrikon have created a unique window into the nature of life during wartime, illuminating the struggle as only the graphic novel can. That's actually pretty cool. Joe would probably love this, to be honest with you guys. That's actually really cool. So I can definitely read this one and check it out. The art in it is gorgeous. I love this. So this was the only one I was like about. I didn't even look up what it was about. But honestly, I didn't look up much what this was about, but I knew the author name. And then when I saw these, the name sounded familiar. I remember hearing about her in the news, and I said, ooh, that must be like her story of her kidnapping. This one I didn't even look up, and like the cover called my name. And like I said, they were free, and I knew like these might come in handy for me. So I picked them all up, and these were all 100% free. So if you guys have a Facebook marketplace in your area, I'm sure you do. I mean, if you have Facebook, and I'm sure there's like, I don't know, groups, you know, with your city and all that, your surrounding area, definitely check it out. Like, you might be able to score some really amazing things, whether it's books, furniture, everyday items. I've seen people like the extreme couponers, the ones that get like a bunch of soaps and toothpaste. Sometimes they end up giving it away for free, or they charge very cheap just to make a little bit of extra money in their pockets. But yeah, definitely check out Facebook Marketplace. I'm excited to really read the Stolen Life and Freedom. That sounded really good. So did Vanishing Ax. So did The Darkest Corners. That is it. I will definitely, like I said, talk about my this in my self-care video. I don't know necessarily like I'll actually talk about the book, but I am going to talk about what's been going on with my anxiety. So definitely keep an eye on that. If that interests you, give the video a thumbs up so I know. Consider subscribing if you are not subscribed. I do post 7 days a week. Majority of the time I post unboxings and hauls normally on Monday and Tuesday. Like I said, Wednesdays are What Up Wednesdays. It's different every week. Because I did kind of like a secondhand thing last week, I figured I would do another cool secondhand thing again this week. I am trying to do like more secondhand things and be better for the environment. Thursday is book clubs with Charmaine. Friday is usually a vlog, a room tour, decorating. Like I said, those are definitely coming up soon, if not already. Saturday is my outfits of the week. Sunday is self-care Sunday. So if any of that sounds good to you, like I said, definitely consider subscribing, hitting that notification bell so you're notified when I upload. I do post majority of the time 7 days a week. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books, if you have, what you thought of them. Like, I know Jody, whatever her last name is a very big author. Definitely curious if you guys have read the J.C. Dugard stories, or if you, let me know the coolest thing you've ever picked up on Facebook Marketplace. I always love conversing with you guys down below. But that is it for this video, guys. Be safe.